States District Court for the Southern District of Illinois is now in session. All persons having business before this honorable court, draw near, give attention, and ye shall be heard. God save the United States and this honorable court. The Honorable J. Phil Gilbert presiding. You may be seated.
Thank you, Monica. Can everybody hear me okay? Can everybody hear me okay in the back? Okay. My name is Phil Gilbert, and I am the district judge presiding over the ceremony today. I want to welcome you to Southern Illinois University, and on a special day. We made the sun shine today. It's a little breezy out there, but this is going to be a beautiful day, not only weather-wise, but also for you folks being naturalized. This naturalization ceremony is a pivotal milestone in not only your life, but that of your family and friends. It is a day that I hope you remember for the rest of your life, because becoming a citizen is something that you will never forget. I am wearing two hats today. One is a district judge performing this naturalization ceremony, but the second hat I'm wearing is that of as chairman of the Board of Trustees of Southern Illinois University. So on behalf of the court system, I welcome you. And on behalf of the administration, faculty, staff, and students of SIU, I welcome you. Now, after the ceremony, if none of you ever been to Carbondale before, you have an opportunity, take a tour of the campus. We have a beautiful campus here, and I think being today, a sunny day, that you will really enjoy the beauty of this campus. And I say that this is a date that you will never forget, becoming citizens, because one of my fellow board members, Dr. Shivash Sharma, is on the Board of Trustees with me. He was a professor here at SIU. I naturalized him over 20 years ago. And I asked him, do you remember the day that you were naturalized? And he said, we all remember the day that we become citizens of this country. So this is a very pivotal moment in your life, and looking forward to swearing each of you in as new citizens of this country. We're going to get started. Also, I need to let you know that the entire ceremony will be recorded. The website is on the back of your program, so you will be able to see the program later on and show it to other family and friends that have not been able to make it here today. As this ceremony proceeds, you will see virtually all the participants have current or former SIU ties, with me being the chairman of the board, and the speaker that is going to give the invocation, I'm going to introduce right now, is Roger Light, who is it's now called he's a director of the coaches. He is a character of the coaches. He's with coaches, the nation of coaches. He's also I wouldn't say the pastor, but he's with all the sports we have here at SIU, the basketball, football, and he works with them, and he is here to give us the invocation. Mr. Light.
Thank you, Judge Gilbert. Let's pray together, please. Father, thank you for the heritage of my ancestors who arrived in the U.S. in the 18th and 19th centuries. Thank you for these new United States citizens arriving now in the 21st century. I pray they each and all are woven into the fabric of this rich and wonderful tapestry that is the United States of America. I pray that they find great favor and become integral members of the communities in which they live. I pray they enjoy your richest blessings as citizens of this great nation. And I pray all these things in the name of our Lord Jesus. Amen.
Thank you, Roger. I'm now going to introduce our soloist, Sophia Capra, who will sing the national anthem. Will each of you please rise and face the flag?
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
You may be seated. And you will next see Sophia probably on American Idol. What a beautiful voice. At this time, the court recognizes George Norwood, United States Attorney's Office for the Southern District of Illinois. Mr. Norwood.
Thank you, Your Honor. My name is George Norwood, and on behalf of the Department of Homeland Security and the United States Citizenship and Immigration Services, I am pleased to present to the court 57 candidates from 29 countries for naturalization, whose applications have been approved by the Attorney General of the United States. I respectfully request that the court administer the oath of allegiance to these candidates for naturalization.
Mr. Norwood, has it been shown to the satisfaction of the Department of Justice that these applicants have resided in the United States during the period recognized by the acts of Congress, and that during all of these periods they have been and still are persons of good moral character, attached to the principles of the Constitution of the United States, and disposed to the good order and happiness of the United States?
On behalf of the Department of Justice, I am authorized to say that this showing has been made.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, you are about to take the oath of allegiance to the United States. This oath has two parts. In the first part, you will absolutely and entirely renounce allegiance to any foreign state or sovereignty. In the second part of the oath, you will swear to support and defend the Constitution and laws of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic. These words are plain. The oath means what it says. I charge you that if any person among you has a different intention than taking the oath, you reveal it now to the end so that your petition for naturalization filed by that person may be withdrawn or dismissed. Okay, at this time, I'm now going to administer the oath of allegiance. Will the applicants please stand? Now, if anybody wants to come down and take a picture during the reciting of the oath, come on down. And if people want to come down, please come on down. Like I say, this is a special moment in your everyone's life. We have many people in front of us. We have Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I hereby declare on oath that I absolutely and entirely renounce and abjure all allegiance and fidelity to any foreign prince, potentate, state or sovereignty, of whom or which I have heretofore been a subject or citizen. That I will support and defend the Constitution and laws of the United States of America. Against all enemies, foreign and domestic. That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same. That I will bear arms on behalf of the United States. When required by law. That I will perform non-combatant service in the armed forces of the United States. When required by law. That I will perform work of national importance under civilian direction. When required by law. And that I take this obligation freely. Without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion. So help me God. Congratulations, you are now citizens. Okay, at this time I'm going to introduce a very special person to give some remarks. Because less than 2 months ago, she was sitting where you folks are sitting. She is a brand new citizen. She is currently a law clerk for Magistrate Judge Riona Daly, and she will tell you her story. And so it's now my pleasure to introduce Athena Pinsu, who is a brand new citizen, just like you folks, and she had her naturalization ceremony just a couple of months ago. So Athena.
Dear ladies and gentlemen, we gather here today to celebrate your journey into becoming a citizen of the United States of America. And I was asked to share with you my story of becoming a United States citizen. Now, I have been a citizen only for a month. Just a month ago, I participated in my naturalization ceremony and shared the same excitement that you are experiencing today. So, when I was asked, when I started working on my speech, I closed my eyes for a moment, and one word popped into my mind: hope. Hope was the force that guided my journey into becoming a citizen of the United States of America. All started 8 years ago, in 2015, in my home country, Greece. My home country, Greece, was experiencing the worst financial crisis of its modern history at that time. The country was unable to pay its national debt. And in the middle of the night, the government declared capital controls, which meant that people and businesses could not access their bank accounts, would not withdraw the money. Within a day, hundreds of businesses businesses went bankrupt. In the following weeks and months, hundreds of thousands lost their jobs and homes. For me and my husband, at that time, we were in our mid-20s. We had graduated from college a few years ago, and we were at the beginning of our careers. And we lost hope. Hope that if we worked hard, we would be able to build the life we had dreamed of. So, during this chaotic situation, my husband was offered an opportunity to become a professor at the Southern Illinois University of Carmody. So we took the leap of faith and moved to the States. Now at that time, we did not anticipate that this would be a permanent move. We thought, okay, let's do it. Let's try it for 5 or 6 years. Work hard, and then when things are better in Greece, we return. So that was the plan. My husband focused on his academic career. For me, however, things were a little bit more restricted. I was in the country under a spouse visa, which at that time did not allow me to work. But I was allowed to study. And being an attorney back in Greece, I decided to enroll in the Luke School of Law for the Southern Illinois University, which very graciously hosts us here today. And that was when my perception of my future in the States began to shift. First, I was lucky to meet an amazing and diverse group of people, professors and students. All different, we all looked different, we all sounded different, but we all had something in common. We all were immigrants, first, second, third, fourth generation immigrants coming from all around the world. That meant that I was not the exception. I was not alone. I was included. The second reason why attending the law school changed my perception of a future in the States was that I had the opportunity to study the Constitution of the United States and appreciate what a great republic this is. A republic that warrants first and foremost the fundamental rights and liberties of the people. And it does so in many ways. But what really makes the difference to me is the checks and balances, which assure that people retain control over the powers they assign to the government. And a great illustration of that is their right to a trial by jury. As you know, now that you are United States citizens, you will have the right and responsibility to serve in a jury, to determine the outcome of a dispute, to actively participate in the administration of justice. What an amazing power and responsibility that is for a citizen of the United States. Now, looking back to my journey, by 2019, I had graduated from the law school, and my employment authorization had been issued. And I was able again to return to the practice of law. And doing it in this country was such a relief, because I was able to practice the profession that I always loved under conditions that warranted, that made me feel secure, valued, and appreciated. And at the same time, our first daughter was born, and she became the first citizen of the United States in our family. And despite our efforts that she would speak Greek, the first words that she spelled out were actually English. And as we went to the daycare and we were more involved into the community, we met some amazing people and built some great friendships. And then we had the opportunity to go back to Greece for vacation. And despite the great joy that we experienced seeing our family and friends again, we realized that Greece felt less and less like home. And then when we were back to the States, we began realizing that here is where our hearts belong. And the reason for that is because we know that this is a country where our hopes, dreams, and expectations will not be betrayed. So here I stand here today, coming from Greece, the country where democracy was born more than 2,000 years ago, being a citizen of the United States of America, the greatest democracy that has ever existed. And today, as your journey to citizenship comes to an end, a new chapter opens for you. You have the right to vote, to run for office, to serve in a jury. In other words, you have the right to form, save, and enrich this great nation with your unique background and experiences and perspectives. And you will do so by being an active citizen of the United States, the land where hope never dies and dreams do become true. And today is the time for your dreams to become true. So let me close my speech by congratulating each one of you for this amazing achievement. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Athena. And I want to congratulate you on reaching this impressive milestone and becoming a citizen of this great nation. As you enjoy the benefits of American citizenship and assume the responsibilities that accompany it, you follow the many brave men and women who have sacrificed and are today sacrificing to preserve and protect and defend democracy and our way of life. You as new citizens, coming from other countries, governments, and cultures, will appreciate to a greater extent the rights and liberties that many of us born in this country just take for granted. Several years ago, my family and I had the privilege of visiting New York City and toured the Statue of Liberty and Ellis Island. Ellis Island is a symbol of America's immigrant heritage. For more than 6 decades, the immigrant depot possessed the greatest tide of incoming humanity in this nation's history. Some 12 million people landed there, and today their descendants account for almost 40% of this country's population. For immigrants and native-born Americans, the Statue of Liberty represents the rights and freedoms and opportunities secured by our Constitution. It also stands at the base of the Twin Towers that looked upon I stood at the base of the Twin Towers and looked upon the marvel of the height and engineering of the masterpiece. From its ashes, this country raised, rebuilt, and renewed its faith in freedom and liberty for all people. For over 200 years, our system of government has unleashed the energies and talents of people to create a good life. The American experience offers inspiring examples of ageless ideals realized and made to work, and a reminder that men and women everywhere are intended by their Creator to be free and equal, and to carve out your own destinies. As new citizens of this great country, I encourage you to become involved in the American experience and get involved with, as Athena said, with your government, your schools, your place of worship, your communities, and to carve out your own destiny. At this time, I'm going to introduce Sophia again, who is going to give us a few more songs. One more song. That's
Oh, beautiful for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain, for purple mountain majesties above the fruited plains. America, America, God shed His grace on thee, and crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea.
Okay, now I'm going to introduce Emerson Presley, who is going to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Now, before you do, don't get too excited here now. This is my granddaughter. And last year, my grandson down here, Will, did the Pledge of Allegiance at a naturalization ceremony I had last year. And afterwards, Emerson said, "Granddad, can I do that next year? Because I know the Pledge of Allegiance." So here to lead us all in the Pledge of Allegiance is my granddaughter, Emerson Presley. Each of you please stand.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Emerson. Now, we're going to need to recognize, do we have some people from the Daughters of American Resolution here? Chapters? Please stand and tell us what chapter you're from and who you are.
West in Chester, Illinois, and Randolph County. We're from Prairie State Chapter of Centralia, Illinois. I'm from West Chapter, Carmel, Illinois.
Anybody else? Thank you for coming, and will you have flags or something for the, you can bring anything for the citizenship? Okay. Well, we appreciate your coming and your participation in this naturalization ceremony. I also want to recognize and thank the people that helped put this on. Again, thank you, Roger White, for your invitation, Sophia Tapper, or Solas, my granddaughter, Emerson, for the Pledge of Allegiance. Monica Stump is our clerk of court. Tom Galbraith is our chief deputy clerk of court. George Norwood, assistant United States attorney. Dave Davis, who is the U.S. Marshal. And Stephanie Renegarby, who is the court reporter down here. This is an official court proceeding, and so she is taking everything down, and she was our court reporter. And Christy Rinsing from the district court, and Christy is back there, and she is the one to help put all this together. And again, the Mudge legal video, which again, everyone will have an opportunity to look at this afterwards. I think it's on the back of their programs. And One Hot Cookie. Is that the goodies out there? From One Hot Cookie. So, anyway, again, we're now going to close court, and then I think the League of Women Voters has a table set up out there. If anybody wants to register to vote, you can register to vote now. And then the naturalization people will be handing out your certificates at the conclusion of this ceremony.
There being no further business before the court is adjourned.